Hi, everybody. I posted a video, which was a summary of my project. Now a little follow-up project to kind of show you the process that we went through. The first thing I did was I introduced vocabulary for our students. I made some imagery and some flashcards. As you can see, some of the vocabulary is pretty deep for first graders. We also translated all of this vocabulary into Spanish because, again, 1/3 of our class are English language learners. All of those students speak Spanish as a first language. Then, as an attention grabber, I did a experiment on eggs and various liquids, and we monitored the change that took place over a 24 and 48-hour period. We also did lab reports on that particular activity. We performed a couple of different smaller science experiments as well to drive home that point about understanding science and practicing healthy habits. I also included some literature into our project. We read this book, I Know Why I Brush My Teeth, and we discussed this in detail. Again, there's some excellent vocabulary in here. So students were able to deduce that it's a good idea to wash hands, shower, bathe, brush your teeth, be careful what you eat and drink. After that, or after some of the activities, I should say, we also did lab reports. Students filled out this lab report where they made observations on the various eggs, and students completed this activity. Again, reinforcing that concept of proper hygiene and knowing that through science. School nurse came in and did a hand washing activity, actually 2 hand washing activities with students. So they learned not only to make sure you use soap and water when washing your hands, but also to do it for an extended period of time in the correct way so that they can remove all those bacteria and germs. After we finished a lot of the lab experience, the discussions, the literature reviews, the follow-up to the activities, then I divided the students up before I divided the students up into groups, we took a look at some presentation skills. That was the second standard that we addressed in our unit. I found an excellent video on presentation skills for younger students on YouTube. I talked to the importance of using volume, pace and fluency, expression, body language, eye contact, and of course practice when making a presentation, especially since in our case we had decided to make a video that could be presentable to peers in the school. We did a lot of practice with that. I like total physical response, TPR. So we practiced every day, volume, fluency, expression, body language, eye contact, and I think it showed in our final project. When we completed that, we divided up into groups. I think I did an excellent job of grouping students. I split up the ELL language learners so that they would be able to participate and collaborate and even maybe add some critical thinking to each group. Students in their groups decided how they wanted to present their topic in the final video. And as you can see, students did a nice job of selecting those and working with those. A lot of the ideas that you'll see in our final project, the video, that was presented to the whole 5K student group at our school. You'll see that, again, they came up with all those things. They did some of the props. They did some of the imagery in that as well. So that came from those 4 days of practice. Then I evaluated students on their participation and their effort in those groups. And again, I was so impressed by the way that they participated and their enthusiasm for the project that they all received 3s, proficient. And then lastly, I evaluated each student with this rubric, again, discussing, developing, still working, or proficient with regards to the science standard, with regards to the presentation standard, and with regards to participation and effort. And all of those students received a 3 as well. In my folder that I posted onto the class, you'll see a couple more pictures of some of the experiments that we did. Also, there's a picture of our share to the 5K students. That went over really well, and the kids seemed to understand, how important it is, again, to brush your teeth on a daily basis, to make the right selections when you're eating and drinking, and also make sure that you're washing your hands properly with the proper materials, such as antibacterial soap. So that's a synopsis of everything that we did in our project-based learning unit. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post. Thanks for your time.